I was always too shy to talk to women. And a lot of times alcohol would assist with my anxiety, and it would make me the life of the party when I was normally the quiet guy in the corner. You know, ecstasy was legal back then, and people were doing it. And one time, this girl came up and she mentioned that, you know, you should try ecstasy. It's very freeing, and you won't need to drink as much, and you'll have fun. And so finally I conceded, and I did the ecstasy, and what I experienced was like an absence of fear. Like, oh, it was better than alcohol. You had energy, and you know, it was very freeing. So I did that a few times. It was fun. You know, I had some experiences that were not out of body, but they were, you know, awakenings, and I was constantly contemplating fear and love this whole time. The one night we did it, I went 4 or 5 days without sleeping. So I don't know if it was the ecstasy in my system that caused it or what exactly happened. I know now that 4 or 5 days without sleep is going to cause anyone to go a little nutty. But I just remember one night I was having, you know, what you would call downloads, you know, these spiritual awakening and just feeling and sensing. And one night at the pool, I just found a star in the Dallas night sky. And I said, you know, maybe I'll go into hypnotic meditation on that star. And all of a sudden, I just saw everything in this life is like a battery. There's 2 poles. There's a positive pole, love, and there's a negative pole, fear. You know, and life was like a battery, like the outgoing and return. It was like an absence of fear all of a sudden happened. And I went into a higher state of consciousness.
But you went through like 4, maybe 5 days of sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it manifested itself to your friends, and of course to you. That's not a good thing.
No.
And there was intervention. They intervened.
I went and saw the psychiatrist on a Friday, and he was disgruntled, and I did take, I think it was Thorazine is what he initially prescribed for me. And then I didn't sleep again that night after seeing him. So I was very intuitive, and I just looked and I said, you know what, I think they're coming to get me.
Yeah, you say in your book, in all this sleep deprivation, I must have become more intuitive because I remember jumping out of bed and saying that I was an important prophet. They were coming to take me away. Shortly after, a knock came on the door. 6 policemen were ready to escort me to the hospital for further evaluation. I wasn't even allowed to put on my shirt and shoes. They cuffed my hands behind my back, and off they went.